Please join me in welcoming home our alumnus and 2026 commencement speaker, Danny Strong.
Wow, thank you. Oh my goodness, I already love all of you. You guys are amazing. The energy in here has already just been tremendous. So, well, first off, let me say congratulations. I mean, you did it, right? You did it. For many of you, this is the end of a 17-year journey that began when you were 5 years old. That's right. Could you imagine when you were watching Dora the Explorer that it would be 17 years before most of you would complete your formal education? And for you grad students, this is possibly the end of a 20-year journey. Holy shit. That's amazing. You know, but something really interesting happened when you all finished the mandatory 13 years of your education. You made a very specific choice that most of the world would have discouraged you from making. You went into the arts. That's right. That's right. It is a very brave choice, for it doesn't conform with how most of the world thinks you should live your life. Stability, security, sensible decisions, rational thought. This is what we're all encouraged to seek when we go after a career. But there is a small percentage of us that have a calling towards a different path. A path that many tell us not to take because of the challenges that are so famously associated with this career. There are probably many people that discouraged you from taking this journey, but you did not listen. And to everyone on this stage that has chosen this crazy, chaotic, unstable, exciting, mesmerizing, maddening, exhilarating adventure that I shall refer to for the rest of the speech as the Great Circus, that I want to say that you have my undying respect, gratitude, and appreciation. You have rejected societal norms. You have ignored grave warnings of failure. And as someone who has spent the last 30 years in the Great Circus, I can be the first to testify that this journey is not easy. There have been ups and downs, but we're all here because we have all made the decision that we want to dedicate our lives to telling stories. Whether they be 20 seconds or 20 seasons, congratulations to Law & Order SVU. The rush, excitement, or simple satisfaction of being part of telling a story is so embedded in our souls that we want to do it for the rest of our lives. Now, I truly believe it is a noble calling you have set yourselves on. After all, artists are the only ones that use stories to communicate. Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, they all use stories as major elements of their teachings. They play a role in almost every major religion. And for some of us out here tonight, for some of you, telling stories is our religion. The stories we're a part of, you can applaud that. The stories we're a part of seek to entertain, enlighten, move, create empathy, make us laugh, cry, or simply help us get through a life in the best way we know how. Now, not every story is life-changing, but stories can change lives. Should this be the goal of every story that you're a part of? Sure, it can be. Or it can just be to momentarily brighten a person's day. Some of the stories I watch at night have the sole purpose of helping me fall asleep very quickly. And I'm deeply grateful to those storytellers. There are some who say, well, we're not curing cancer. They actually say that about a lot of professions. And although curing cancer is obviously incredibly important, not every career must directly save a life in order to have tremendous value. And I would guess there are a lot of people who found great comfort watching their favorite TV shows or movies or plays or musicals while dealing with intense struggles in their lives. When you think about the time spent either watching or talking about what you're watching or reading or watching trailers or award shows or even reading about award shows, it takes up an incredible amount of time in the lives of millions, maybe even billions of people. Now, I don't tell you this to give you a false sense that you're all prophets on a mission, but I do think it's valuable to take a step back and see that the arts deeply matter to millions of people all over the world. But as I said before, this is not an easy path. In fact, it's one of the toughest in the country to succeed at. But we all knew what we were getting into, right? We've heard the statistics. We know that our exact goals may not be met. But through your years in this program, you have set yourself up to succeed in this field, even if it's not in the discipline you plan on pursuing at this very moment. I mean, there are so many actors I've known that have become writers, producers, directors, casting directors, agents, managers, executives, teachers, dialect coach, vocal coaches, artistic directors of theater companies, and the list goes on and on. For this education you have received here can be a wonderful foundation for so many other careers in the service of telling stories. And perhaps like me, you might even find a path you enjoy just as much as the one you're currently on. Now, this isn't to say forget about your goals. By all means, go for it. And now is the time. Which leads us to the next big question. What next? Well, since I've done a lot of different jobs in the business, let me be so bold as to offer some advice. First and foremost, don't wait a single moment for anything. Start pursuing your goals immediately. If you're an actor, don't wait a year to get back into acting class. Professional athletes train in the gym almost every day. Make acting class your gym. Immediately find ways to try to get seen by casting directors, because doing nothing is not going to lead to a Netflix series or an independent film or a fantastic off-Broadway play. Talk to people in acting classes about ways you can get an agent, about showcases or workshops that can get you seen by casting directors. Go to open calls. Try and get any job any way you can. But there is another path you can take to get to perform your craft, and that's just do it your fucking self. Go make a short film, make a pilot for a web series, produce a play for you to act in. With an iPhone and a computer, you can go shoot an entire film. Sean Baker and Steven Soderbergh did it, why can't you? Right? There's no reason to spend your life waiting to get invited to the party. Go make your own party. Find people that can write, that can direct, or write your own short, write your own play, movie. You all can do this. You don't have to play by the rules. You can make your own rules. Now, that doesn't mean don't try to get an agent or a manager. You can do it all. And if you're in design, costume, production, lighting, stage management, do everything you can to get in on the ground floor of these professions. Get that entry-level job, get that internship. And if you can at first, find your friends that are making shorts and web series and independent films and try to work on their projects. To my fellow writers out there you go. Just write. You don't need permission to be hired by anyone. You get to just do it. So go get it done. Yes, it is a tough business. And a closed door is the challenge it's the everyday challenge of this profession. So you've got to find ways to just kick that door open. And the ones that stay in the great circus are the ones that keep fighting to get to do their craft. And guess what? I still face closed doors, disappointments, and rejections every single day. But the good news is, look how far you've already made it. You've completed a degree at one of the top art schools in the country. Does this mean now? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Does this mean it's all over? You've completely got it made? Well, of course not, but it means you've made a commitment above and beyond what most people ever do. It means you've prepared yourself for the next step in your artistic journey. You've taken the first big leap by graduating from the USC School of Dramatic Arts that proves your dedication to the path you seek. And yes, the really hard part truly begins, but you don't have to wait for others to tell you where and when you can partake in your craft. You can find your own way, and there isn't a better time than now to tell stories because the world desperately needs to hear them. I send you all the love that I have as you begin your journey into the great circus. So today, celebrate what you've achieved, and tomorrow you go show the world what you got. Thank you.